We ask the questions.
What is needed in the world?
Is that going to
Prvi je Turčin na čelu Parlamentarne skupštine Vijeća Evrope u 62 godine postojanja te najstarije evropske institucije. Rođen prije 44 godine u Alanji, uz Erdoana jedan od osnivača Turske AK partije, predstavnik oblasti Antalije u Skupštini Turske, diplomirao međunarodne odnose, magistrirao ekonomiju, te potom u Britaniji kompletirao istraživački rad na temu ekonomika okoliša i održivi razvoj. Govori engleski, njemački i japanski. Gost emisije Recite Al Jazeeri je Mevlüt Çavuşoğlu. Sayın Çavuşoğlu, programımıza hoş geldiniz. Seyircilerimiz daha iyi anlaması için İngilizce devam edelim.
Teşekkür ederim. Tabii.
You're heading the organization representing 47 countries, 800 million people of different nations, different nationalities, religions, cultures, histories. How do you respond to the claims that multiculturalism in Europe has failed?
Well, I responded these statements of heads of some states in Europe when they said that multiculturalism failed. Actually, what failed is their integration policies. Their integration policies has not been successful and not inclusive. And I was chairing the migration committee as well between 2006 and 2008. And we hold so many conferences in these countries, and I was able to meet the ministers and the prime ministers, councillors in those countries. And I warned them, and we as the parliamentarians, and we warned them that their integration policy cannot never be successful. And it failed. Multiculturalism in Europe is a de facto situation. You cannot change it. There are people, as you said, coming from different ethnicities, different religions, different cultures, and from different countries and different backgrounds. So you cannot change it. This is a factor situation. Christianity is the fact of Europe. Islam is a fact of the factor of Europe. And so many Jewish people living all over the Europe. And in Christianity, there are different sects and different religions, Catholics, Protestant, Orthodox. You cannot avoid this. And what we have to do as the politicians, we should encourage positive integration policies. And the countries of destination and countries of origin should work together. And these countries particularly should help those people who are living in their country and coming from different countries to learn, first of all, their own languages and their cultures. Then we can enable real multiculturalism in Europe.
One of the defining characteristics of Bosnia and Herzegovina is multiculturalism. Is it sustainable in this country?
It is sustainable. At the same time, it is fragile, I can say. But what we actually wish, or what is our desire, is to sustain this multiculturalism. This is also a factor situation in Bosnia and Herzegovina. We cannot avoid this. And people have been living from different ethnicities and different cultures and religions in this country. And then people should continue to live in harmony in this country. Tragedies, wars, we never forget this, and we took the lessons of that. But we cannot live like this forever. So we should continue to live in harmony in this beautiful country.
More than 1 year after the elections, the government in Bosnia and Herzegovina still hasn't been formed, and mid-December, Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe will discuss fourth report on Bosnia in the last 3 years. How do you see the current situation in Bosnia? Is it promising at all?
Not promising at all. I have to be very clear. People of this country have become the hostage of the politicians. That the politicians who are not thinking of the future of the people, but only their own ambitions. This is the problem. I know all the politicians in this country. I became personal friends of many of them. But first of all, I am friend of this country and friend of people of this country. And I have to be very clear that unfortunately it's not promising. Unfortunately, already 15 months, there has not been at the government at the state level and no progress to implement the court judgments, Strasbourg court judgments, including Seydic and Finci, very well-known one. And unfortunately, there is a deadlock in the country, and the politicians even have not been able to submit the names to represent Bosnia and Herzegovina in different institutions of Council of Europe, like Venice Commission, like CPT, like ECRI, and the judge of Bosnia and Herzegovina to Strasbourg court also resigned. So Bosnia and Herzegovina has not been represented very well in the Council of Europe mechanisms. So this is not fair, and the responsibility is the politicians.
How much worse it can get?
First of all, the country will isolate itself. And secondly, there will be some obvious sanctions. Personally, I have never been, I underlined this several times in this country, and everywhere I go, I'm not in favor of sanctions. I'm in favor of encouragement. I'm in favor of collaboration, compromises, cooperation, and support each other, and work as partners. But I'm afraid that there will be some sanctions in the future. And as you mentioned, the Parliamentary Assembly is going to debate the report on Bosnia in January, and there will be a follow-up report by April session, which is the last week of April, when we are going to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Bosnia and Herzegovina's membership to the Council of Europe. Therefore, meanwhile, we are expecting and hoping serious developments in this country. Otherwise, the Parliamentary Assembly will consider some sanctions on the country, because this country has not been fulfilling its commitments to the Council of Europe and the Parliamentary Assembly for a long time.
Our viewers sent many questions to our social media websites for you. One viewer asked, why isn't Bosnia and Herzegovina moving faster toward the European Union, and why are the European institutions so rigid, so strict when it comes to Bosnia?
Well, this question is asked in every country. This question is asked in my country, my own country, Turkey, as well. Turkey is a negotiating country, and Croatia started negotiations together with Turkey at the same day. But Croatia has already fulfilled its completed its negotiations with the European Union, but Turkey is having some difficulties. So this question is also asked. But in other countries, during the EU integration or membership process, this question is asked in every country. Of course, we regretted that at the beginning, Bosnia and Herzegovina and Albania were not included in the visa-free regime. But at the end, these two countries are also included. But we can criticize any international organization sometimes for double standards, for being too strict. But as the Bosnia and Herzegovina, first of all, we have to do our own homework. This is the problem right now.
Moving on, in the region, Serbia was commended for its recent achievements and the adoption of what was called impressive number of laws that brought the country closer to the European standards. Are there still any concerns left when it comes to Serbia, and how do you see the recent situation in northern Kosovo?
Well, we welcome the progress, development in Serbia, and Serbia is also our member. We have been also supporting and encouraging Serbia. And the latest reforms that you mentioned are exemplary. But we cannot say that Serbia has done all its homework. Still to go. And still Bosnia and Herzegovina is under monitoring procedure within the Parliamentary Assembly. And we are helping and encouraging both Serbia as well to move forward in this regard. But what the role Serbia is playing is also welcomed by the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe. that Mr. Tadic is playing a positive role. The country is doing its best to enhance confidence and also cooperation in the region. So these are the positive signs coming from Serbia. But we are concerned about the tension that is escalated recently at the border. And the Presidential Committee, we want to go there. We already expressed our wish. We are waiting for the right time to visit the region. And I hope this issue will be solved peacefully instead of conflicts, and that people have already suffered a lot from the previous conflicts and wars in this region, including in Kosovo. So we don't want any other conflicts in that region.
What are the most serious remaining issues for Montenegro to meet its Council of Europe commitments and obligations? Is it obligatory for the official Podgorica to adopt the recommendations of the Venice Commission?
Well, we have to admit that in a short time after they got their independence, Montenegro has been actually fulfilled many recommendations and its commitments to the Council of Europe. In 3 years, they signed almost 100 conventions, and they ratified most of them. And they have been implementing the recommendations of the Council of Europe and the Parliamentary Assembly, as well as Venice Commission. Therefore, even though they have not fulfilled all its commitments yet, and Montenegro is also under the monitoring procedure, but the achievement that Montenegro has made in 4 years is really exemplary.
And what else do they need to do?
And they should adopt a law that Parliament should have an independent budget. Also, the role of the Parliament should be strengthened, and the election, the law on election should be also improved. And these are the few ones that I can name right now.
What is the position of Strasbourg, call it that way, regarding what seems a permanent issue between former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia and Greece?
Well, we really regret that the name issue is blocking actually everything in this part of the Balkans. And it was also a huge problem during the Macedonian chairmanship of the Committee of Ministers. And I was also criticized by our Greek colleagues for calling Macedonian chairmanship. Obviously, we recognize the country with this whole long name, starting the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. When we call the country, yes. But shortly, they gave the chairmanship the name as Macedonian chairmanship, and I had to repeat that. Nevertheless, there are some court judgments on this supporting Macedonia's case and or position. I hope this issue will be solved as soon as possible. That this is the main problem in front of Macedonia's Euro-Atlantic integration. They cannot move forward towards the European Union accession, and they cannot do. I mean, Greece is blocking their NATO membership as well, just because of this name problem. It is really regrettable that this name issue is the main obstacle in front of stability in this part.
How far along is Macedonia in fulfilling the obligations of the Council of Europe?
Macedonia fulfills its major obligations. Therefore, the Parliamentary Assembly decided to end monitoring Macedonia. Now Macedonia is in post-monitoring and dialogue. But still there are the issues that we have to work together with Macedonia. And in the past, there were we observed some problems, serious problems at the elections, at the parliamentary elections and even local elections. Still we are observing, we observed the last elections as well. So Macedonia fulfilled the major commitments, but still we have to work together for some other issues.
When is Turkey going to be a part of the European Union?
Well, yes, of course, Turkish foreign policy and what Turkey is doing for the region and for Europe, the economic development of Turkey are all the positive signs. And I took the advantage of being a Turkish chairman during these 2 years, actually, I can say, especially in your country as well as in the neighborhood, in the Caucasus, in the Middle East, and now we have a new neighborhood policy. We are trying to include the neighbors in North Africa, Middle East, and Central Asia through our new status, membership status, partner for democracy status. They can enjoy all the rights, but they cannot vote. In return, we are helping them that they can develop their democracies in their countries shortly, I can say. Therefore, Turkey has been doing a lot to fulfill its commitments to Council of Europe. Also, Turkey has made tremendous reforms actually to fulfill its commitments to the European Union. More or less it's the same thing because even though we are different organizations, we share the same values as the European Union and the Council of Europe. Therefore, I believe that Turkey deserves to be a member of the European Union. But it is not that simple, of course, because we have other issues on the table. Cyprus is one of them, for instance. And secondly, there are some, not countries, but the leaders, I can say, right now, who are strongly against Turkey's membership, like Sarkozy in France, like Merkel in Germany, even though Westerwelle, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Germany, signed a declaration together with other foreign ministers of the EU members recently. Sarkozy is still against, and they are using this in the domestic politics, I can say. So it is not that easy, but nowadays the countries, the member states, do understand the role of Turkey better than ever. So I hope Turkey will become the European Union in the nearest future. But what Turkey confirmed is that Turkey will not be creating economic problem or political problem for European institutions. And instead, Turkey will contribute a lot to the values. Also, Turkey will play its role to overcome the difficulties and the problems that European institutions and the countries are facing right now, including the economic and financial crisis.
It seems that Turkey is now better off than the European Union.
In many ways, I can say this. And our foreign policy also has been very successful.
We'll go to your foreign policy right now. You're also founding member of AK Party, which is Turkey's ruling party. So all the following questions I'm directing to you in your role as a prominent Turkish politician. I mentioned before that through Al Jazeera Balkan's social media websites, our viewers asked you a number of questions. The vast majority of the viewers was actually interested in the role Turkey wishes to play in this region. What are Turkey's foreign relations aspirations when it comes to Balkans and specifically ex-Yugoslavia?
Well, the Balkan region actually, and the countries in this region are very important for Turkey, and utmost importance, I can say. Therefore, the Balkan region is on the top of the agenda of the foreign policy in Turkey. It was like this in the past, and it is even, I can say, at the higher level at the current government foreign policy agenda, I can say. And we have been, I guess, quite successful in this regard. Now, Turkey's relations with Serbia is also excellent. Only on Kosovo we have different opinions, I can say. No need to say how good we are with Bosnia and the other countries. And we are fully supporting these countries, also Euro-Atlantic integration. And Turkey is playing a positive role, constructive role in the region to overcome the problems within the countries and also between the countries or among the countries in Balkans. And Turkey is also a kind of a mediator to solve the problems, even among the religious leaders lately. Probably you are following this.
Exactly. We have witnessed Turkey playing the leading role in mediating between two opposing Islamic communities in Serbia. What was the rationale behind the Turkish proposal for the unification of the Islamic communities? And is there going to be a continuation of these efforts?
Yes, there will be a continuation. But what we are trying to tell that there is, I mean, there shouldn't be a problem between the religious leaders. What is the problem? I mean, what is the issue that you cannot actually share or you cannot cooperate? And the religious leaders, I mean, they are all the religions and religious leaders promoting the peace and cooperation and collaboration. And why there is a fight between the religious leaders? What, for which power are you fighting for? And I think the religious leaders should focus on the religion, how they can teach, how can they promote peace and also the values of the religion, whatever you believe, no matter Islam or Christianity or Jews, it doesn't matter. But unfortunately, some religious leaders exaggerate their role in the society. And even they promote hatred. This is the fact in southern part of Cyprus, unfortunately. And he is promoting hatred instead of peace in the island. So this is unacceptable. So when we see that the religious leaders are involved in politics or other issues, and then we see the clashes and the problems in that region. That is the problem also here in Serbia. Also, that is the reason of the problem between the Muslim religious leader in Bosnia and also in Serbia. And Turkey is trying to actually explain this to them, and they have to work together actually for peace.
Do you then see this initiative to unify the Islamic communities as failed, since they didn't agree at the end?
They didn't agree at the end, but the atmosphere is much more positive. The climate is much more positive. I hope in the future there will be a real agreement, everlasting agreement between or among them.
In the year 2023, Republic of Turkey will celebrate its 100th anniversary. So if we were to talk, it's in 12 years. If we were to talk about long-term objectives when it comes to internal affairs and foreign policy, what would be those for Turkey?
First of all, economically we will be much stronger. And the per capita income will be $15,000 by that year. And the whole economy will be at such a point that we will be the first 10 in the world, and we will be in first 3 in Europe. And then we have also targets for tourism income and tourism development. We are going to build new cities, including the canal, new canal in Istanbul. These are the well-known popular achievements. And we have also targets for the highways and the railways and the number of the schools that we are going to build. And we will change whole Turkey. After the latest earthquake in Turkey, and we took some more decisions that we will rebuild whole Turkey. I mean, we will build the new buildings instead of these old ones and the risky ones in every single city in Turkey. And it's going to be big change for Turkey as well. And in the foreign policy, of course, we will be playing our role within the Europe, within the neighborhood. And our aim is, as you know very well, is to bring peace and stability for the region and for Europe. Therefore, zero problem with the neighbors, This is our principle, one of the principles of the foreign policy. As Atatürk said in 1993, peace at home, peace in the world. And now we say zero problem with the neighbors. We have problems right now with some neighbors like Armenia. Also the situation and the relations with Syria is also not very promising these days due to the problem that we mentioned. But another principles of the foreign policy is don't gain enemy, gain friends. So basically this is the main pillars of the foreign policy of Turkey. But our target is not only being full member of the European Union. This is the biggest project, yes. But we would like to be more active in the international organizations. Now I'm chairing the biggest organization within the Europe. But Turkey ran for the United Nations Security Council membership, and almost 8 of each 10 countries supported Turkey. And Turkey is candidate for 2016, I guess. And then in the future, Turkey would like to be active in the international organizations. Turkey prefers to be around the table, that they can contribute to these international organizations. And these organizations can give fair decisions for the countries, also for the common issues or the common values or the common problems that the whole world is facing and will be facing in the future.
So it's Turkish Vision 2023.
Right.
Sayın Çavuşoğlu, çok teşekkür ederim.
Ben teşekkür ederim. Çok teşekkür ederim.
We ask the questions.
What is needed in the world?
Is that going to be?